So if you can figure out that she likes to travel and wants to travel, you can then ask her things about where she want to go. She can then ask you things about where you've been, and now you're the more interesting guy. If she's really, really well traveled, you might, and she don't have a job, now you just figured out she probably got a sugar daddy. You see what I'm saying? Woo! Let's go, boys. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, guys, man, welcome back to another YouTube video. And today, I'm here to teach you about the top 5 first date conversation starters. What are some things, what are the top 5 things that if you talk about on a first date, that can lead to a more successful date? I know a lot of guys have a problem with this. You don't know where to start, don't know how to transition. So I came up with a framework for you. On a date, I can make your dates go a lot smoother and make you look more confident. But before I get into the video, I want to make something very, very clear. None of your dates should be a sit-down interview style date. The way you can eliminate all the BS, all the anxiety, all the unsureness you have on a date is if you don't make it interview style dinner date, you sitting across the girl like it's an interview. Now you're trying to convince yourself. All your dates should be activities that you enjoy doing, so you're already in an abundance mindset. That will make these 5 things I discuss a lot smoother, and it will make you look actually more attractive. So eliminate sit down, face-to-face dates like they're an interview. This is not a job interview. Eliminate all of those, and you will automatically have a more successful date. What's the first conversation starter to make your dates more successful? Something I like to say, let's not do this the boring way. So let's say you're on a date. You with a girl, you're bowling, you whatever, you shooting pool, whatever. When you meet her, you introduce, like you guys, you know, the casualties. Oh, how's it going? So when you get on a date, right, and you guys are about to start talking and getting to know each other, you want to say, hey, let's not do this the boring way. The reason being is she's gonna ask you, what's the boring way? The way we pretend like this is an interview and we ask each other these set in stone questions. Let's just go with the flow. You won't be going with the flow, but what you wanna do is you wanna let her guard down, right? And allow her to feel more in the moment. See guys, a lot of women, they go on dates with guys that have a list of things they wanna talk about, and it's too structured. It comes across as scripted. Even though planning is the key to success, right? You're gonna have the date planned and structured, but you don't want it to seem like it. You want the woman to be so engaged in her emotions. That's how she's going to have a very good date with you. When she feels like it's a interview, it's scripted, you now raise her wall up even more, and she feels like she has to give structured answers. You want to start off with this. Let's not do this the boring way. Look at her in the eyes. She's like, what do you mean the boring way? The way we pretend like this is an interview and these structured questions and answers. Let's just go with the flow. I have found that doing that, you can see like the girl just, like a big stress off her shoulders. Because a lot of first dates are nerve-wracking, right? You want to say the right things. You want to bring her emotions. You want to let her be more engaged in her emotions and less logical. When you do a date so structured and scripted, she's now trying to be super logical and not in her feminine and being in her emotions. So you want to be like, let's not do this the boring way. What do you mean the boring way? Let's not be so structured and have these scripted questions. Let's go with the flow. And I guarantee you, bro, you will see that a lot of girls are gonna be more relaxed. They're gonna be more engaging. And you're already doing an activity that you enjoy. So now you're leading. It's no structure. It's structured in your way, but it's not structured in her way. So now her guard is down and she's just going with the flow. That's gonna make her be more into the date. Number 2, so you wanna start simple. You know, what did you get into today? Oh, I did this and this and this and this. What I've seen the most success with, and I'm somebody who's been with a lot of girls, so I can give you real advice. What I've seen with women is what works better is keeping them in that same moment. You don't want to let them get too far back, too far forward. I want to use her emotions as much as possible. I want to let where we are, what we're doing, do most of the conversation for us. And that allows it to be more smooth. So what did you get into today? She's going to tell you about her day. And the beautiful thing about this is you guys can now ask each other questions and get to know each other more based on what your day-to-day life is like. Instead of you trying to memorize things to ask her, just figure out what she did today. Do you see how that keeps her in this state of mind, the current state of mind? You don't want her going too back, too forward. Today. Let everything be today. How she feels about you, the ups and downs, everything needs to be today. So when she asks you about your day, you're going to tell her what you did today. She's going to now ask you things about what you did today. Now you guys can figure out more things about each other based on what your day was. Instead of asking her what her favorite color was when she was 9, you get to know about the person based on what she did today. She's gonna tell you what she did in that day is gonna tell you who she is. And you wanna be mindful of that. What did she do today? Is she a girl that I can take seriously? Did she, what is this person like? Their day-to-day life will tell you. Because this is why a lot of people, like I said, they come with these scripted thoughts, scripted lines that a lot of guys you overlook. So we wanna keep everything in the moment so we can figure out more about who she really is. If a girl told you, I didn't do much today on a Thursday. I just stayed at home and, watch TV. Watch TV? You don't got a job? Like, in your head, you can figure out who a person really is by what they did in that day. What they told you they did in the past or what they did what they're going to do in the future, that really is not who that person is. I want you to figure out who this girl is in the present moment. This is how you can uncover a lot of red flags about the girl. Is she a gym goer? Is she somebody that takes her fitness seriously? Is she somebody, you can figure that out by what she did in the day. And she's gonna ask you the same questions, and now you can figure out if you have anything in common with this chick. Because a lot of you guys need to stop going on dates and having these scripted dates where what you really want to do is smash. But then you overlook the red flags, and then eventually you get in a relationship with this girl, and then you missed all these horrible signs to begin with. So you want to keep her in her current state, and you can figure out a lot about her by what she did today. If I told you, man, I read 2 books today, I went to the gym for 4 hours, I coached, I did this, you know a lot about me. You can now ask me questions about what I did today. And that, I don't have to memorize stuff. So that question allows you to get a lot of ammo to learn about the girl without having to think of stuff before. Number 3, what are your favorite things to do for fun? The reason why this one is so important, so I always have a reason why I ask stuff. I don't just ask things for fun, right? No. I'm very systematic planning. I don't want the girl to be that way, but I'm gonna always be that way. So when I ask a girl, what kind of things do you like to do for fun? This is a lighthearted question, but it can also tell me who she really is. If she's a girl that I would not want to take seriously, or a girl that, I don't know, this might just be a fling. Women will tell you, oh, I like to go to the club, red flag. Oh, I like to go party. Not saying women can never go party or do fun stuff with their friends, but generally, you want to meet a girl who has other things outside of the norm. She has other hobbies that can create who she is. I want to know, what kind of things do you do? Like, what are you planning something? Do you read? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the hobbies you get into that show me that you're somebody I want to be with longer term? This doesn't mean you have to be with her long term. All I'm saying is this allows you to find out more about her. A lot of guys, you let women tell you that they are club goers and they go to the club every other night, and you are okay with it, and then you have a problem with it 6 months later. You can eliminate all this by just figuring out what she does for fun right now. She will tell you. Oh, she plays soccer? Great. She has a hobby that she dedicates time and energy to. These are the women that I would much rather build with than girls who don't really do that much. If they don't have that many hobbies, at least be doing things that are a little bit more productive, right? So when you figure out what she does for fun, you can now get into, oh, she might travel. And then she might ask you if you travel. And then you guys might figure out, oh my God, we've been to this place, this same place. These are things that you can now have a conversation about. If the only places she's been to was down the street to the club, you know what I'm saying? But if she's done a little bit of traveling, she's well traveled, that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Who's taking her to these places? That's nothing, but it's at least a topic that you can get into. I don't want you guys going on dates and having to memorize and remember stuff, because that makes you more scripted. Like I said, all of my advice for dates is gonna be in the moment. I want you to create a lasting image of yourself in her mind with how you're making her feel in the moment. So if you can figure out that she likes to travel and wants to travel, you can then ask her things about where she want to go. She can then ask you things about where you've been, and you can maybe share some cultural experiences that you've experienced, and now you're the more interesting guy. If she's really, really well traveled, you might, and she don't have a job, now you just figured out she probably got a sugar daddy. You see what I'm saying? All these questions are gonna let you know a lot about the girl. Now, I wanna transition into activities that will make the date go even better. So, these are conversation starters. This is a conversation starter video, but these last two are specific activities that I notice if you do these on a date, it will make the date go even better. First one, the staring contest game. So a lot of guys ask me, how do they escalate? How do you break away from this? How do I go to the next step? How do I invite her back over? What do I do to escalate? This is what you do. It's called the staring contest game. I learned this from, I believe it was Roosh V, when I first started studying game. And I think this works extremely well. So let's say you bowling, or you doing an activity that you enjoy, and then just take a brief moment and say, let's play this game. Now you've been a little bit more lighthearted. Now it's not so serious. You play the staring contest game, but the reason you're doing this is to break the touch barrier and to create some kind of escalation, some tension, right? This staring contest game is gonna be a game that you play unfairly, right? You guys are gonna be staring each other's eyes, and then you might, blow air in her eyes so she blinks or whatever. But that's the game, right? This works very, very well because it brings down the seriousness of the date, but not getting too jokey or playful, but you're still building some sexual tension in the moment. You're breaking the touch barrier. You're gonna hold her hands, look in each other's eyes, breaking the touch barrier, creating more intensity, and that's gonna allow you to then escalate to something more along the line, right? On that date. Because think about it. If you haven't touched her at all during a date, and then now you want her to go back to your place, it's gonna be a lot harder when you haven't broke the touch barrier. But when you guys have held each other's hands, you've created some kind of sexual tension, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to go to the next step. That's what this is for. How we set up okay, let's get her back to my place by breaking the touch barrier. Lastly, there's an activity that can make your day go even better, is to go dance with her. Guys, me being African and me having lived in Latin American countries for a while, I cannot stress enough how important it is to learn some form of dance that you can teach a girl, right? Not saying you go be a goofball, but if you learn either like a bachata or salsa or something like that and the girl doesn't know, oh my God, bro. See, there's different sorts of game. It's not all about what you say. You can add to who you are by having something like this in your back pocket. So let's say you learn how to do bachata. This is like the most sensual dance, and you know a spot in the city that has this, and you can teach her how to dance on top of this date, bro. Now you're breaking the touch barrier even more. You guys are gonna be so close to each other. And now, if you were to invite her back to your place, you have built so much sexual tension. You have led her so much. I've literally been on first dates that were to go dance. And it goes from awkward to like, you guys are about to, it's almost like you about to smash on a dance floor. But you know how to dance and you're teaching her, right? So it's another form of leading while breaking the touch barrier, right? If you can show women that you can lead them or teach them something new while creating a moment for them, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to make a better impression on the first date. So what I recommend for the last one, go learn a dance that is a little bit sensual. Bachata, something like that. Me being African and me, like I said, I've had a little bit more experience with this. This, I noticed, can allow you to break the touch barrier even more, escalate a lot faster. But don't go for the kiss. It's the thing. When you on the dance floor, or you're teaching her how to dance, don't start making out with her. You're gonna be prompted to, because it's gonna be close and sensual. Don't do it. You want to create more sexual tension, but you don't want to give it away that you really want to give her by kissing her. So then you want to break off a little bit, all right? And then invite her, maybe walk back to your place or something like that. And I guarantee you, she's going to be already hot and so into the moment that you created. So those are my first date conversation / activity starters that can make the date go so much better for you and allow you to create a better impression. That's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Love you, boys.